putting an end to identity politics. This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
What do you think? A little fan mail? All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Kevin Jackson here. It's the Kevin Jackson Show. It's got a listener. His name is Chris. Here's what he wrote me. Dude, you are the bomb. I have listened to you for the last couple of years. I listen to you on Stitcher. I look forward to listening to you on my way to work and back. I have to tell you, I know you have other engagements and you can't always record, but it sucks when you miss a day. Oh, well, just to let you know that you rock and to keep up the incredible work, FYI, I'm a 47-year-old male. Chris, thanks for the note, my friend, and for pointing out that your unisex name is indeed male. I would have guessed that you were a male just because of the way you wrote. Dude, you are the bomb. Even though I will say, a lot of women do say the same thing. There you go. Here's one. I like this one too. Hello, Kevin. I'm a 70-year-old blind white conservative talk show listener of your show, and I am totally sold on your message and the way you present it. I listen to you in Tampa, Florida, almost every night on 860 AM radio at midnight. It's a shame that Tampa does not understand the importance of your message and that they put you on so late at night. I agree. Barb and my buddy Joe down there, you guys got to do something. But anyway, he goes on to say this. What can I do to help you obtain a better time frame of broadcast in the Tampa market? If I had $1 million, I would invest in your future. I'm sure I would get a great return on my investment. Oh, that cracks me up. He says this. He continues. I forgot to add that I'm a follower of Jesus Christ, and I teach the Bible twice a week in my home. God bless you and your family and your career. I pray for your success. Look at me trying to get that $1 million he promised a second ago. Tony, I'm not going to say his last name, left me his phone number, his address. Says, P.S. I live in a golf community. I play golf here in the community, and I also play around the country in blind tournaments with the United States Blind Golf Association. Wow. I don't know if Tony's inviting me to come play golf with him, but no way am I getting my butt kicked in golf by a blind man, Tony. It ain't going to happen. Oh, man, thank you for the note, buddy. I'm talking about Enigmas, and I want to finish that out earlier in the broadcast. And by the way, if you guys want to contact me before we get into that, you can at kjradio.com. Send a note there or call. We'll play your clip if it's in the evening. You can call 24/7, 844-551-8255. And as everybody knows, I respond back. Not a bot, not a Russian bot. Even though Putin has asked me if I wanted to have much Russian bots respond back. I told him no. I told him niet. But I do respond back to every note, and it's me. It's not admin or something like that. So hopefully you will contact us. We love it. So we're talking about Enigmas, and here was one that I got sent this in an email, and I found it interesting. I really did, and I thought it was worth us talking about because it does showcase the craziness of leftism. And here's one that William F. Buckley said, liberals claim to want to give a hearing to other points of view, and are they then shocked and offended when they discover there are other points of view? And to me, that's probably one of the biggest differences between us and them is I'm okay with you having, if I say something, you go, Kevin, I kind of differ with you on that. I'm intrigued. My senses, my spidey sense goes, do tell, I want to hear. Because it's not a challenge in a bad way, like, oh, you dare challenge me? It's a challenge like, really? Okay, well, good. Whoa, maybe we'll both learn something here. I truly get this sense of, I don't know, it's a good feeling. Leftists don't, man. They get defensive. They do. You've probably been defensive in some way over something that's a touchy subject to you. That's the way leftists approach life. Life, when from a political perspective, is a touchy subject. And they've been trained to be this way, man. Woo! I mean, tell you, they've been trained this way. Joseph Sobran said, Need now means wanting someone else's money. Greed means wanting to keep your own. Compassion is when a politician arranges a transfer. Nothing could be more true. God, we've got to. It was like when my buddy Joe the plumber, they approached Joe. Obama says, why wouldn't you want to, take some of the money you earn and give it to this waitress? And Joe's like, because I've earned it. It's my response. I determine where my money goes, not the government. The government shouldn't come and be a gangster because it says that this lady needs compassion. We are a compassionate people and we're willing to give, but you shouldn't come here and be a gangster and take our money. And Joe to the left is a demon. He's a bad guy for wanting to keep his own money. It's so ridiculous to me. I can't even describe it. But I mean, there's so many scenarios you could get, and think about it this way. In California now, it's $950. Under that, and if you take something from somebody, it's misdemeanor shoplifting. If you go into a store, steal a flat screen TV worth $600, and walk out, it's a misdemeanor. And honestly, you probably get to keep the TV and pay a $50 fine. I don't know what the ramifications are, but it isn't that big of a deal. And I want you to just let that sink in for a second, that the left rationalizes this. And why? Because too many people are getting cases against them for stealing, for shoplifting, and it's ruining their morale, or it's putting too many people in the prison system. So they just decided, well, let's just not make that a crime. Or let's make it such a petty crime that, because people are going to do it. It's them essentially admitting that they don't have control over something like that. How silly is that? And if you were, raise the alarm bell, wait a minute, that's stupid. That's just crazy, folks. You know what it takes for me to make $950? Oh, there you are. Look at you. That's the ridiculous thing is that they believe that. And there are many cases of this. People break into your house. Oh, well, leave them alone. It's only merchandise, things like this. On and on. Story after story of just look the other way, an excuse. They give you some sort of rationalization for somebody stealing your car, or your house being broken into and stuff taken, or worse. There's a rationalization. I tell this story on what's it called, the Next Door, where they, you talk about the issues in your neighborhood to keep it safe. And so a crime gets reported. Oh, a couple of black guys are going through the neighborhood in the alleyways, jumping the fence, stealing things out of houses, running back, etc. And the first thing that somebody says is, why do you have to say they're black? Because they are. If you see two white guys with a truck, they may be out there trying to pick up old stuff that's in the thing. They're going to refurbish. These two black guys are jumping over fences and stealing stuff out of houses. What do you want me to report it as? Two Buddhists? Two Asians are jumping over fences, but they may look suspiciously like black guys. What do you want me to say? Or the rationalization is this. This is my favorite. It's city living. Hey, there's been a spree of crime, where people have been, houses, doors kicked in, people tied up. In one case, a woman was raped. And they say, oh, well, hey, city living. And I think to myself, you really truly didn't say that. You don't believe that, right? But they do. They believe that. It's city living. Here's one other enigma that I find interesting. And this one will hit home with you. Florida has had 119 hurricanes since the 1850s. But some people still insist the last one was due to climate change. And here again, you can see the futility of their argument, but they look at it's like ignore all this other evidence that Florida is a hurricane zone, in as much as the southern states tend to be tornado zones, in as much as mountainous regions tend to create mudslides or avalanches. It's just the way it is. But they will use some rationalization to tell you, oh, it's climate change, because it's a money grab. And they've trained people to just respond to this stuff. We've had more mudslides this year than we've ever had since the last year. And then 2 years later, it's the fewest mudslides and they don't say a word. It's all to get your money. I was thinking about this Amtrak wreck. The budget for Amtrak, ironically, increases when there's an Amtrak wreck. We've got to do more. How are we going to prevent this stuff without money? Billions of dollars put into a system that doesn't get fixed, and we just wait on the next wreck. That's leftism, folks. Got to leave it there.
He won't stop until he's the top-rated radio talk show host in America.
What kind of weird competitive freak are you?
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.